the long history of professional baseball, there have been 19,000 players, just about 19,000 players who have been talented enough and privileged enough to wear a major league uniform. And of those 19,000, only 1%, 1 out of 100, get to the Hall of Fame. And it just tells you how difficult it is to get here and how special the Hall of Fame election is.
I'm Matt Waymeyer with the MLB.com FastCast. One day after being announced as the newest members of the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, Jeff Bagwell, Tim Raines, and Ivan Rodriguez were presented with their new uniforms and spoke to the media. Raines will go into the hall wearing a Montreal Expos cap and spoke about having to wait the full 10-year ballot limit.
My last year of eligibility, and the writers finally got it right. It was very emotional yesterday. You know, I was at home with my kids. I have twin daughters that are 6 years old, and my wife. And you know, it's probably the first time I think anyone has seen me that kind of emotional.
Ivan Rodriguez, the fourth Puerto Rican player named a Hall of Famer, spoke of his national pride.
First Puerto Rican, first ballot, to me, that is an honor. I mean, just being there, you know, coming from a very small island, and just you know, being the fourth Puerto Rican in the Hall of Fame, and as a first timer is an honor just to be there.
Meanwhile, Jeff Bagwell, selected in his 7th year on the ballot, recalled a not-so-pleasant memory involving one of his fellow Hallmates.
I mean, I'm still mad at Pudge because he picked me off in an exhibition game, and I was at first base. I wasn't really paying attention, and I just don't think that's right. I mean, we knew. I mean, he probably wouldn't have done it.
Actually, you told me what you doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on, man. Well, let me concentrate during the season. I don't need to concentrate now.
The three men will be inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame at the end of July, along with Commissioner Emeritus Bud Selig and longtime Braves executive John Schuerholz. The 2016 Major League home run leader looks to finally have a deal, as Mark Trumbo is reportedly close to signing a 3-year, $37.5 million contract to reunite with the Orioles. Trumbo set career highs of 47 home runs, 108 RBIs, and 94 runs scored in his first year with the O's. MLB.com analyst Jim Duquette says the reunion makes too much sense.
When you look at what he did for the Orioles in 2016, the home runs, the right-handed bat, I'd try to keep him out of the outfield as much as possible. You know, he's more a first base DH type, but this is one of those where, you know, you had to wait for the market to kind of set it itself before you could really realize what it was going to take to sign him back. And, you know, the Orioles, they're the highest bidder, but it's also familiarity for Trumbo.
The Marlins have added another candidate for their starting rotation, trading 3 of their top 16 prospects in exchange for Red starter Dan Straily. Straily led the Reds in wins, innings pitched, and strikeouts this past season. Marlins president of baseball operations Michael Hill had Straily on his radar for quite some time.
As the season ended, we had identified a number of controllable starting pitching options who we felt might be available, and Straily was always, a target. But it was one that we had talked throughout the offseason. We stayed in touch, and as we got into the new year, it started to pick up a little steam, and we were able to consummate it here today.
The Brewers have reportedly agreed to a 1-year deal with right-handed reliever Neftali Feliz. The deal is worth north of $5 million and could reach close to $7 million with incentives. Feliz appeared in 62 games last season for the Pirates, posting a 3.52 ERA in 53 2/3 innings pitched. MLB.com Brewers reporter Adam McCalvy says the team has filled a big need.
After they traded Tyler Thornburg to the Red Sox at the winter meeting, and, you know, that left them basically without anybody with any kind of closing experience at all. So I think when you sign a player like Neftali Feliz, the Brewers this week did not anoint him the closer, but I think you can look at that sort of investment and expect that that's the role they expect him to play.
For more on these stories and the very latest hot stove activity, Keep it locked in to MLB.com. It's baseball everywhere.